A candy bar might give you a quick boost of energy, but after 20 minutes, you'll feel run down. So let's eat smart.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best PSAs of all time.
Smoking is bad for your health, and it isn't grown up at all.
Demand a plan.
Right now.
Pretty neat, huh?
For this list, we're looking at the most effective and enduring public service announcements that continue to be referenced in pop culture and in our own collective memories. What's your nostalgic favorite? Let us know in the comments. All right, let's get into it.
Number 10. Only you can prevent forest fires. Mascots have always been a central part of an effective PSA, and our first entry is no different. Smokey the Bear actually has a history dating back to the late 40s, and his message has changed slightly over the years.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Those of a certain age will remember the classic line from Smokey about how only you can prevent forest fires. But that slogan was actually changed to only you can prevent wildfires in 2001.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This was so there wasn't any confusion about actual legitimate campfires and the dangerous kind that are spread by careless forest visitors.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Number 9. Help take a bite out of crime. It's never too late to teach kids about being safe and how to prevent a crime in their local neighborhoods.
I'm McGruff, the crime dog. This was Detroit 2 years ago.
McGruff the Crime Dog was an animated mascot for the National Crime Prevention Council, and it was his job to help educate everyone via a series of memorable PSAs that debuted in the early 80s. McGruff helped out families with simple lessons about keeping doors locked or making sure you were aware of your surroundings.
I'm gonna change this comic book into a special comic book that may help a lot of kids.
In an era where still so much of the youth were latchkey kids, left at home alone while their parents were at work, simple vignettes like these were very important.
Help take a bite out of crime.
Number 8. And knowing is half the battle. Let's face it, kids are impressionable, but this doesn't always have to be a bad thing. A good example of this is when you can use recognizable and trusted heroes to pass along a positive message. Captain America taught kids the importance of conserving energy. Superman fought against teen smoking, and real American heroes of G.I. Joe, well, they taught us about a lot of things.
Anyone can have an accident, but lying makes it worse.
The Knowing is Half the Battle segments would air at the end of each episode from the original 80s cartoon series, and would feature a member of the Joe team with an important message for kids.
Well, just don't do what a stranger says. Check it out with an adult you know.
These could range from what to do if a fire breaks out to administering proper CPR. Yo, Joe!
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Number 7. Back to School Essentials. Not every PSA is a slice of hokey nostalgia from a bygone era. Some are terrifying, real, and just as relevant today. The Back to School Essentials PSA from Sandy Hook Promise was just that. A gut-punch public service announcement that starts out innocuously enough, with kids bragging about their new back-to-school gear.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
It quickly becomes apparent that something's wrong, however, as the background action reveals that an armed person has entered the school.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
The PSA then gets grimly real. Some might even say exploitative about the real concerns kids face every day against the threat of gun violence. It makes for extremely difficult viewing.
I finally got my own phone.
Number 6. I learned it by watching you. The United States war on drugs is a policy that dates all the way back to the Nixon administration of the early 70s, and it's still going on today.
So remember, don't, or else. Okay?
Anti-drug ads were all the rage back in the 80s, however, with this PSA serving as one of the most memorable examples. It's short and sweet, as a concerned father charges his son to explain where he got the drug paraphernalia found by his mother.
It's yours?
The son makes a few excuses before admitting that he learned it from watching his father do drugs.
You alright? I learned it by watching you.
The voiceover then explains, parents who use drugs have children who use drugs. Simple, direct, and right to the point. Number 5. Give a hoot, don't pollute. We're not sure if the two ever met, but we'd sure love a world where Woodsy Owl and Smokey the Bear broed down in the forest. Or maybe met for a bite to eat.
Hi,
I'm Woodsy Owl, and I want to thank you for doing a great job in trying to stop pollution.
Anyway, the former was another mascot created during the early 70s to help promote awareness about keeping the forest safe.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
Woodsy's motto of "Give a hoot, don't pollute" was easy to remember and tried to ensure that everyone pitched in and did their part to keep their national parks and forests clean from garbage and litter. It's a positive and friendly message that's certainly just as relevant today.
Please keep America looking good. Hoot, hoot.
Number 4. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Okay, so many of the PSA mascots here were memorable, but the incredible crash test dummies were perhaps the only ones to receive their own series of action figures, a video game, and a televised animated special. Not bad for a couple of dummies, right?
How about this for an alternative?
The duo's brief time in the spotlight came from a series of PSAs developed by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, where 2 anthropomorphic and talkative crash dummies demonstrated the importance of wearing your safety belt.
But Vince, look out!
Vince and Larry, as they were named, would chit-chat about this and that while going through some, well, pretty horrendous physical trauma. But it was all in a day's work, as the pair would return time and time again for another round.
Could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Number 3. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Alcohol and motor vehicles never mix. And we've known this since probably both of these things were invented. Yet drunk driving continues to kill thousands every year. Maybe that's why this series of very memorable PSAs gained prominence throughout the 80s and 90s.
Friends die from drinking and driving.
The campaign was called Friends Don't Let Friends Drive Drunk, and the corresponding PSAs would take tones that were at times subtle, such as 2 glasses crashing together, to others that really tugged at the heartstrings, usually featuring real-life footage of those lost to drunk driving accidents.
Get the keys. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Still others would go full scare tactic, such as the Drunk Driving Can Kill a Friendship campaign, complete with skeletons in the backseat.
You're as good as dead.
Number 2. Keep America Beautiful. It's one of the most memorable PSAs ever made, as well as one with one of the most controversial histories.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country.
Part of this is due to its colloquial and controversial title of The Crying Indian. However, the nonprofit responsible for its creation, Keep America Beautiful, has been called into question, with some alleging that it actually aided corporations trying to avoid responsibility for pollution. However, there's no denying the impact this PSA made when it first debuted on Earth Day 1971, with Italian actor Iron Eyes Cody playing a Native American who sheds a tear when viewing people's careless littering and pollution.
People start pollution. People can stop it.
Cultural insensitivity aside, the PSA was largely successful in promoting its underlying message, with a much brighter light being shone on environmental issues in the wake of its popularity. It's just definitely of its time.
Honestly, these PSAs live in my mind rent-free, like literally almost all of them. So I guess they were effective. But if I were to ask you which PSA you remember the most, I can almost guarantee you it would be our number 1 pick. So let's look through some honorable mentions and then we will name the best PSA of all time.
Pee Wee Herman crack commercial. It's not cool, kids.
It isn't glamorous or cool or kid stuff.
Droids don't smoke. A Saturday morning staple.
Well, I don't think smoking is grown up at all.
Alleyway snake. Nightmare fuel at its finest.
But hey, do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you?
The Meth Project. These scare tactics sure worked.
This wasn't supposed to be your life!
Demand a plan. Ending gun violence.
How many more classrooms?
How many more movie theaters?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. This is your brain on drugs. Some PSAs, like our last entry, are definitely products of their time, but the best ones transcend their time, with their relevance evolving to the modern day.
This is your brain on drugs.
This is definitely the story of our number 1 pick, as the This Is Your Brain on Drugs campaign launched successful and memorable variations of its ads in 3 different decades. The 1987 version was the iconic egg and frying pan PSA with voiceover, while the 1997 version had Rachel Lee Cook swinging for the fences with her frying pan.
This is what your family goes through, and your friends and mine!
Finally, a 2016 update revealed that, yeah, actually kids did have a lot of questions about drugs, and it was their parents' job to be ready with some answers.
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
I got another one. How about milk? It does a body good. Or got milk. Milk must have a good PR firm. Anyway, can you think of any other PSAs that scared you away from doing anything untoward in your youth? Let us know in the comments, or come tell me on Twitter or Instagram at Rebecca Brayton, or on my YouTube channel. See ya!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.